Hey guys, welcome back. I am today going to be working on the truck, and specifically the tow bar here. So the tow bar has had some issues for quite some time now. As you can see, it's gotten a little bit crunchy in places. So what you see here is an item from the junkyard. Picked it up for $100 for the tow bar and the bumper. Fortunately, I did not have the right socket to get the bumper off of it, so I ended up having to pay for both the tow bar and the bumper. I managed to separate the bumper from the tow bar. So there's a U brace here where a bolt goes through, attaches the bumper. The other side, clearly the bumper took a hit at some point and it blew that out. I don't think that the tow bar is bent, but we will take a look before we go any further. Well, definitely have some damage there. That I'm not too concerned about. Overall, the bar looks to be pretty straight. Well, hold on. That looks a little tweaked to me, doesn't it? What about, look at this side. This side looks a lot straighter. One of these sides is tweaked slightly. I'm more inclined to say that it's this side because of this is where it took the hit. So, what do you think? I think this has to come out that way a little bit. Out of map gas. It's not perfect, but it's probably okay, probably good enough. The other side is a little bit straighter, but could probably, bumper probably has some play in it, some tweak to it. I think it should be okay. If not, we can revisit it later. So the connector, this plate took a hit too. You can see it's slightly bent, so let me try and straighten that out. That's probably good enough. Not 100% perfect, but good enough for this. I went through and wire wheeled all of the rusty places I could get to. I'm gonna power wash it now. I actually worked on this bent piece a little bit more. I heat it. I got another cartridge of map gas and I heated it some more and beat on it with a bigger hammer, and it actually seems to be even better now, so I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. If I had a welder, I could fix this. I would slice one off of the truck and cut this one off and weld it on. I don't, so I'm gonna run with this. Probably can put a washer in that to put a washer here to help it along. We'll see. Alright guys, the tow bar and the brackets are all painted, and now it's time to get the old one off. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull off these license plate lights. So they pop out like that, and let me get you set up here. So then you depress this tab and they just pull off like that. So I'm going to do the other one, and then we'll get this plastic bumper cover off. I was gonna remove this plastic bumper cover and then the bumper and then take the tow bar off, but I think there's a change of plans. This bumper cover is held on by these clips, and basically you have to squeeze the clip and pop it out. And there are like 12 of them at least. So these two 18 millimeter and these two 21 millimeter definitely need some lube. Don't want to go in dry. These are pretty rusted. Unfortunately, there is not enough room up there to get a big impact wrench. I might be able to get my small electric one, but that's not going to cut it. Not with these 21 millimeter nuts. So I guess it's time to break out the breaker bar. Yeah, I'd say that was time. I don't really think it's supposed to be ventilated on 3 sides. Do you? These brackets, there's one on each side, are held on by 2 18 millimeter bolts. And you can see them right here. Well, kind of. This one and this one. This one needs to come all the way out, and this one there is a notch, so all you have to do is loosen it and the whole bracket will slide off. That didn't work out like expected. I put an impact wrench on these 18 millimeter bolts, and they're so rusted that the frame clip broke here. And so I ended up having to take a whiz wheel and slice them off. Fortunately, I have all new hardware. Well, not new, but from the junkyard. But as you can see, these frame clips, they're only these 2 little tabs that hold the 2 pieces together. So when you put an impact on that and the bolt is that rusted in, it's gonna snap. So, and it's hard to get spray, WD-40 PB blaster up in there because it's in the frame, inside the frame. So basically the other side I was able to get off without snapping, and you just use a breaker bar and a pipe and be very ginger about it. Takes time, but not as much time as this mess. So here's on the frame where it goes, and basically these clips go in there like that and slip down. So that square is how you get the clip in. Can't do it with one hand, so and I can't really get the camera in here on a tripod. So let me put these in and get these brackets on, and I'll bring you back. So that's how the clips go in. So they kind of just slide in, slide down, just like that. Alright, I have the new brackets installed. They're just loosely installed. I did not tighten down these bolts, either one on either side, because I want these brackets loose. They move, they have a little bit of play backwards and forwards, which you need to adjust for the tow bar. So at this point, we can put the tow bar on, fit it. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to tighten down the the 4 nuts first, and then this bracket is kind of floating, and then once these 4 nuts are tightened down, the tow bar will be securely attached to the frame, and then I can position the bracket and tighten these down, and the 2 mounting bolts over there on the frame. So that's how I'm going to do that. Everything is all torqued down, and we're good to go. Now, for the hardest part of the entire job, getting this plastic step cover off. I've never been able to take one off without breaking the tabs, and I've read plenty of stories about not being able to do it without breaking the tabs. So I'm just gonna go for it and try and do the best I can, and if it breaks, it breaks. Yeah, they're breaking off. Let me show you the profile. So that is the profile, and that's why they don't come out. You can see here's one from the other bumper. I temporarily put the junkyard bumper on the truck, and the real bumper is here, but it has it's starting to develop a rust problem, specifically on the inside. So I think I'm gonna take some the whiz wheel with some abrasive discs and try and clean that up, as well as there's a little bit of rust on the top and on the edges where the plastic meets. So I think I'm just gonna clean up the rust and then have it painted. I have a body shop that I use that gives a pretty good price. There's a lot more pitting than I thought. So if you can see that, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's pitted pretty badly. It's pretty thick metal, you know, but it's pitted quite a bit, and I've been sanding it, and I'm not going to get down to, well, I mean, I guess I could get down to bare metal, but it's also hard because this is not flat. There's a dip here, I guess, from where they formed it. I guess this bumper was probably stamped and machined into this shape, and that being the case, none of this is flat. You know, it all has waves to it, so it's going to be hard to get this down to the bare metal. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, well, I got it down as best I can. I might work on it a little bit more and then spray some rust dissolver gel on it and let that sit for a while. And then I think, you know, maybe sand it a little bit more after that, and then, you know, then it'll be ready for paint. This is on the underside, so I really don't care how it looks as long as the paint sticks to it and protects it. There wasn't as much rust on the top side, but there was some on the corners here, and I worked on that with a fiber disc, as you saw me doing, and I got it down to bare metal. I got all the pitting out of it. So this is pretty much prepped. I'm not going to use the rust remover on this. All the pits are essentially out of it. So the outside wasn't too bad, it's just the inside. And again, up here on the top, there's a lot of pitting around the holes and things like that, but I'm not going to worry too much about that because that's going to be covered by the plastic step pad. So I'm just going to use the rust dissolver gel on it, and that should be sufficient. So here's what I've been doing. I've been hitting it with the rust remover or the rust dissolver, and I'm letting it soak, and then I'll wash it off and dry it, and then the rust dissolver, it dissolves some of the rust, but doesn't get the heavy stuff. So what I've been doing is it kind of helps to break it up. So I come back with a sanding disc after it dries. I hit it with the sanding disc, and then I hit it with the rust dissolver again, and I keep going back and forth. Well, I got the freshly painted bumper installed. It fits decent. It's not 100%. The bumper is slightly tweaked, I think. I'm not really sure whether it's this side or the other side, but they're slightly off. You might not be able to see it in the video, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think it looks good enough. It's straight enough for me, you know. So I'm going to put the plastic step pad on and we'll call it done. New step pad fitted. It'll fit. I don't know whether it's because the bumper is tweaked or not, but it will snap in, you know, and I just have to tap it down. The one thing I noticed that's different, obviously, is from the old one has the hitch type and the load weight limit on it. This one does not, but you know, that's fine, whatever. I know what the hitch rating is, and you can always look it up. So let me tap this down and it'll be done. Popped it into place, put the license plate lights on, snap those in. What I don't like about this thing is that it's kind of a little bit too narrow. The old one was kind of like this too. It actually wears the paint away here and it rusts. Other side is like that too, so it's not the bumper or the fitment or anything. It's really this plastic piece. I don't care for it. It is what it is. It's just a plastic cover. Deal with it. So anyway, if you like these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you on the next one.